Yeah, exactly. Oh, shit, sorry. It's already live.
About 2 minutes ago, man.
Oh, 2 minutes ago. No problem. But no, it was really immature and cynical of Sancho to be in the first place. Like no professional actually should do like this in any sort of
Yeah,
social
that's
media.
exactly what I wanted to ask Lhasa
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. I mean,
See,
I mean,
the
I
thing
mean,
is,
at the end of the day, you have to go to your parent club. It's not a. If I'm not wrong, Chelsea
no, he
didn't
cannot
like.
come. Chelsea have an obligation. Chelsea have an
Oh,
obligation to buy.
Oh, wow.
okay,
For how
Okay,
much?
okay. 25.
So
oh,
That's
25.
it?
That is all.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm so calm about Sancho.
And
I
yeah,
really genuinely
even if he sucks in his entire loan spell, 25 for
yeah.
a player of his caliber and age, that's still a pretty decent deal.
Caliber, caliber.
you
This
can
is
say
Yeah, see,
like
whatever you want. He's performing well at Chelsea, and I don't care. Actually, honestly.
he's performing well at Chelsea. Are you sure, Annie?
no,
I'm
Are
bro.
you
I mean,
sure?
come on.
Are you
no.
sure? Are you
I
sure?
don't. I
Wait,
don't. I
Last
genuinely don't think so. One
last
game. One game.
last 11 games, let me tell you, nothing
yeah.
against Brentford, nothing against Everton, nothing against Fulham, nothing against Ipswich, one assist against Crystal Palace, nothing against Morecambe, nothing against Bournemouth, nothing against Wolves, nothing against Man City, nothing against West Ham, nothing
Shit.
against Brighton,
Wow,
but
this
freedom.
Klasa heel turn on Sancho is something I did not see
I'll tell
coming.
you. I'll tell you something. If we start counting numbers, we have to start counting numbers for 2 years at United.
See, the thing is, our centre back, Lisandro Martinez, who got injured 2 weeks ago, has more goals and assists than Jadon Sancho for Chelsea this year.
That is exactly my
Yeah,
point. That is
that's
exactly my
exactly.
point. Why I'm not worried, because you guys paid 75 million and 300K for Sancho. We have paid only 100K and 25 million, and for a
Yeah,
player of his
but the thing
caliber,
is,
25 million and 100K, I don't
you are
care.
just paying a portion of his wages now. He won't accept the same wages when he comes there once the 25 million is
That is the same obligation
done.
written in this contract. I think he's still going to be getting only around 100 and 120 K at Chelsea. That's why he's come at Chelsea, and that's why Chelsea is gone for him. Unless we go into an European competition, we have every performance bonus for every player that is under Chelsea. And only if we enter in a Champions League, we'll be increasing the wage bill for any players. Until then, our wage bill is so strict that we won't increase the wage bill for anyone. And look at Palmer; he was getting 80K last season, and he's on 110K this season.
Yeah, but he's now tied to like a prisoner contract, no?
Yeah,
Till
that's
Yeah,
that is
2034.
that is exactly
exactly.
how it played at Chelsea. If you
Mhm.
want to buy Palmer, like a lot of United fans want Palmer at this point in
Obviously,
time
he's a
right now.
Boyhood United fan, right?
Exactly. So if
Yeah.
you want to buy him, and we hold all the stakes at the end of the
Mm.
day, you have to pay whatever we ask because we have signed him for 10 years, no?
Yeah,
So
but
you
Yeah,
just
that's
have
what
to
we
pay
thought.
it.
We had $1 billion clause for every player at
Yeah.
Barca, and they ended up leaving for 20
Barca
million,
and Chelsea,
4
you can't
million.
compare business wise, Chris.
Yeah.
Chelsea have always
It's a,
been great at
yeah,
business.
it's like apples and oranges. Seriously.
yeah. But my thing is, see, Sancho, for all the talk that he's doing,
Mm,
he hasn't set the world alight in Chelsea. Okay. And for a person
Obviously.
like
Yeah.
that, you should stop doing the talking on social media and start doing the talking on the
Exactly.
pitch. Self-awareness seems to be not a great
Sancho is
thing
genuinely
for
like that.
Sancho.
And honestly, look, I'm not going to be supporting him talking all the crap on social media. But at this point, I just want to ask Klasa, see, Sancho left United. He's produced double or triple the numbers what he's done at United. And we'll take Anthony. He's got 3 man of the matches, all 2 man of the matches already.
Yeah, but
And
those man of the matches are fan voted,
Bro.
Ani, so don't
No.
take that into
Yeah.
no,
consideration.
I'm not
Okay,
saying.
see, if you say Anthony has got 2 man of the match, then strip Yamal and Rafinha of all the goals and assists, okay? Because that just shows you how bad La Liga is. If Anthony is going there and setting La Liga, right? It just
Come
shows
on.
you.
Yeah.
That is
Hey,
something for
you
Chris to take
were
over.
saying fuck me for.
Uh, that is something for Chris to take over. I don't know.
But yeah, no. See, the thing is, as I said, right? In comparison to Anthony and Sancho, I would have kept Anthony in my team all day long, purely because he's a professional player. Whereas Sancho, as I said, he's not professional. His attitude is not great. See,
Yeah, I do not.
Eric Ten Hag unfairly treated Sancho. There is no question, no doubt about it. But the same Eric Ten Hag unfairly treated Ahmad as well. Look where Ahmad is at United now. Look where Sancho is at United now. Or he's not at United, which is a good thing. But I'm just saying, it just shows you what attitude can do to a player, and
I
you can
agree
still.
with Glass here as well. Because what is the point of going and burning bridges? Like,
No.
it's a comment that every
I've
manager
heard
is gonna
this
say.
attitude issue with Sancho for a long time. I've not seen it at Chelsea. Maybe all the United fans who are saying his attitude, I've not seen it at Chelsea. Sancho at Chelsea is least of our problems. We have 2 to 3 other players who are crap. So Sancho at Chelsea is actually performing at a state where he is going forward and coming backward. I don't think so. Is a huge problem. And I genuinely, if he plays consistently, I don't think so. It's a problem which I can also understand, which is not something that is going to be given at Chelsea. He will
See,
be.
but the thing is, you're not going to go like very forward playing Sancho week in week out as well, because you just see he's more like a Bundesliga kind of a player where the physicality is not that high, and you can, as long as you have runners around, you can just go. And you see, Sancho does not have the pace now to even beat one person one on one. He is always looking for that easier pass out. And when was the last time you saw like Sancho take on a player and complete a dribble and then do like a cross or even finish?
All right. I
But he
think with
does
that,
that
I'm
week in
gonna
week out in
move us away
Bundesliga.
from the Sancho discussion. I think 8 minutes is 8 minutes more than what we should have spent on Sancho. But
Yeah.
I was just curious how Klasa felt, because he's somebody who used to defend Sancho and that particular social media outburst.
I was the biggest Sancho defender, and see the thing is, I scouted like I used to go to stadiums in Germany just to
We are
go and
hearing
watch
it for
Sancho
like the
play.
fifth time in a
Yeah,
stream.
exactly. See,
Exactly.
that's how much I wanted Sancho at United, and that just shows how much I am disappointed of him. That what a bad signing he has been. That see, his attitude issues were there from the time Pep was there at City. So that itself should have just shown us if like a young player like him and Foden were at City at the same time, and look where Foden is at City right now, and look where Sancho is. He has done a world tour. He has not set anywhere, like he has not set the world, taken the world by surprise, except at Dortmund for a couple of years initially. But after that, it's just plateaued. So that just shows you like what kind
You
of
know
a player,
what?
what kind of
We are
an attitude
done
he is.
with Bundesliga wingers. We are done with Dortmund wingers. They have attitude issues. They stab you in the back. Their numbers don't justify their price tag, and they're made of glass. Of course,
Yeah.
I'm speaking generally. It's not like we have had any bad experience. But a lot of football, we had a lot of meaningless English cup competitions. But still, we chose to speak because it's always nice to get a dig in at Ani and Charlie, given both of your teams crashed out of the competition.
No, I'll just get started. I was, to be honest, really surprised that we crashed out to a team who are literally bottom of the championship. It was, I can't really defend by saying that we literally chose to play a fully second team. Okay, like even first teamers started like Jota, even Chiesa as a first team player, Gomez, Simicas, everyone plays in the first team. Okay, even Endo played in the first team last year. So I can't, even Kelleher when Allison wasn't good. So I can't entirely defend our performance yesterday by saying we played the second team fully, but yesterday was like the first half was so dreadful. I wanted to turn off my laptop and just go and sleep yesterday. So it was really that dreadful. I literally couldn't watch my team play against that and opposition. Okay, if it could have been like Sunderland or even Blackburn Rovers who are really doing good in the championship, right? It would have been justifiable. But against a team which is
A
literally at the
relegation
bottom,
battle
which is
in
literally at the bottom,
championship.
not even relegation battle. It's really at the bottom of the championship.
Okay.
It's really not acceptable.
Charlie,
So,
first of all, kudos to you
yeah.
for not playing the "we don't care about this competition" card. We only care about Premier League. Second of all, what went wrong? Why did you suck so bad against a team that is technically third tier?
Yeah, so like basic fundamental reasons, right? Our play looked really lethargic. Like the transition between the central third and the final third didn't really look. Luis Diaz was literally salsaing on the floor against that right back who didn't even look he could have a chance against our wing backs and wingers. I mean, he was pathetic yesterday, to be honest. I had to acknowledge that. So Yes, a very lethargic style of play that we thought we could easily win by a 2-goal margin and 3-goal margin yesterday, which like we really underestimated Plymouth Argyle, where they really brought out all the heart on their sleeves and then punched above their weight and then won against us. So that was really the 2-minute review of our performance against Plymouth Argyle yesterday.
Thank you. Moving on to the other loser, Anirudh and his Chelsea.
I
Little more
genuinely,
respectable, considering it was
But
tougher
but
opposition.
before going to Ani here, why was like the entire squad rested? Like they would have at least been on the bench, right?
Yeah, I mean, Salah, Gakpo, Soboslai, McAllister, Gravenberch, everybody has been running on full engine and full throttle for the last, like,
it's
say,
okay
1
to
month or 2
Charlie. It's
months.
okay to say
So,
you guys took them extremely late and didn't care about it. It's
yeah,
okay to
yeah,
say.
that's what I said. That's what I said. I can't justify
Yeah,
a
but
performance.
my thing is
What
FA Cup is a big competition to just let it go like that. So I'm just surprised. Like
Yeah,
I can understand
exactly.
like
I don't think so. They let it go. I just think they
Yeah, yeah.
I
seriously
think they
underestimated.
underestimated. That's a good
Exactly. We
point.
underestimated our
Yeah.
opposition. Also, like Arne Slot also wanted to play I want to give a chance to all of our youth. Really, really good, talented youth academy players, and then miserably flopped yesterday, if I'm being honest. So that's what happened.
Fair enough.
Yep.
See, I think I didn't expect a lot from Chelsea, honestly, in this game going forward. I mean, I would, in a different podcast, I would have told them that we would have won this game 2-1 or 3-1. But I don't think we created a lot of chances. But I feel genuinely also feel that Maraska's system has been actually found out by a lot of low block teams where he's trying to invite pressure on them and no one wants to press our team. They're asking us to keep the ball and play forward and see whatever we can do. All the goals that we score are from transitions and not anything that we've created, from play or technically when it's not being pressed. So I genuinely think also needs a plan B, and he has to hold a lot of smoke, because you can't just say, I mean, starting an academy player just and giving him a chance and ask Chelsea fans not to judge him. If you have come in the press conference and said if he's good enough, then he's also good enough to get the smoke from all the Chelsea fans. And I'm talking about a lot of Chelsea academy players like Tyreek George, Achampong, and all these players. You can't ask the Chelsea fans not to judge them just because they're youngsters, and that's the case with all the clubs. And at a club like Chelsea, where we spent around 101 billion, we can't basically say and start an academy player. We can't basically say all this crap. So, but I think Chelsea. I was not surprised that we lost the way we lost, because it was a very lackluster performance against West Ham in the Premier League. Also, uh, somehow we managed to win, and somehow we also got a lucky. I wouldn't call it a lucky goal, but we still had the lead against Brighton, and going from the lead to lose 2-1 is something which is not very motivating. And we face them again in the Premier League next week. So I may see. At the end of the day, I expect us to take carry forward, considering that a lot of other teams are not, teams like Arsenal are not here. Now that Tottenham not here, we might have had a good run at this cup. It's very disappointing to go out of this cup, but I still think the comments after the game from Maraska saying that we could now focus on Conference League and Premier League was something pathetic. He can't come out and say something like that at a club like Chelsea, because you can't. They are not a club. They focus on only one club or two, one cup or two cups. They focus on all the big cups and the investment they've had. It's something which is kind of worrying, and
Yeah,
I
you would have like 5, 6 players left over still, even if you
Yeah.
did 14 competitions for your squad
yeah,
size. You should
and
be.
yeah, and
But what do you mean when you say your system is founded out?
yeah, system is
I mean,
basically for a lot of teams are figured out saying like only when they press us, we have the gaps to play the ball, and we can't find the gaps where, well, we have always found it difficult to find it under the low block, and we've not found a system, or he's not had a plan where he has to beat the low block, where they sit back completely and not press us at all. A lot of team knows when to press us and when not to press, and I think we are just taking advantage. And Well, probably a purple patch. Jackson would save us a lot of. Would score a lot of goals, and he's not having a purple patch at the moment. And we are slowly again coming to that territory where we are being going to call the Palmer FC. But again, I think he has to have a plan B. He has to hold a lot of criticism, but I still think he's doing a good job. Maraska is still doing a good job, starting a very consistent 11, except the defense. From an Italian coach, I expect a lot of defensive stability, and he's not given the
Stability.
defensive stability being an Italian.
Right. Mm. All right.
Ani,
Let's move on to.
no, one
We'll
question
come back.
where no. So one question is, Ani, if Palmer gets injured, let's just say he does his hamstring.
Exactly. That's what I wanted
Do
to
you
say.
really think Chelsea can survive? Do you, because they've already
Hmm.
fallen off right now, and the
Yeah.
season could just
The
get
thing
worse for
is,
them,
no,
right?
I think we still might have the enough technical ability that might force, playing Nkunku in his favorite position of number 10. Palmer is just being forced in. Palmer and Nkunku is just being forced into the team, and Nkunku is just being forced as a striker right now. And I genuinely don't think so. That guy is a striker, and that's the same case with Felix. And I don't think so. Felix is a Chelsea problem. Felix is a problem for himself. He's not shined at any club that he's played under. He's not played at Chelsea well. He's not played at Barcelona well. And I
He
don't
was
think
good for us. Speak for your clubs, man. He was a
Well,
good
why did
loan
you sell him?
signing.
Why did you sell
No,
him?
yeah,
We have better options in the forward.
no,
Exactly.
Chris,
See,
Chris,
it's
come
not.
on. He wasn't. Yeah, he
He
wasn't
wasn't
Okay,
really
that
you
good.
good.
continue the discussion. I'm gonna pull up Felix stats to argue
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you.
Yeah, Felix is busy. Felix is busy doing his Fernando Torres tour, so
Yeah,
yeah.
let's not talk
No,
about
I would not call him the Fernando Torres. I would probably call him the Alvaro
Morata,
Morata.
Morata
Morata.
too. Yeah,
Fernando Torres is being disrespectful to that guy. He's an extremely good footballer. But again, I think Felix is a Felix problem and not a problem at actually our club. And I think when Palmer, answering your question, Klasa, if Palmer gets injured, I think then Nkunku will play the number 10 role. And now Gio is injured. I think Jackson has to start as a striker.
because I genuinely feel like Chelsea, right?
Mm.
Earlier they had Hazard, Mata, Oscar, the Massacre
Mm.
trio. Like you could easily have like you have three fluid tens like and you had
I
at
mean,
least before Felix
well,
left. You had
Mata and all Oscar and all were one season players. No, I think only we were
no
always
Mata
a
wasn't one season.
no,
Mata
yeah,
wasn't one season. Mata played
Mata
there for like 2.5 seasons, and
exactly, and he shined.
he shown
No, no.
everywhere. Like
My point is, we had players who can chip in. I understand we should chip in a lot of times, but I think Chelsea have always been after 2015-16 a one-player club, and we were being carried by Hazard. Now we are being carried by Palmer. It's just the difference of who carries at an attack. Attack was always Hazard, and defense was always Thiago Silva or David Luiz or Aspilicueta. It's just one player who at each position in midfield it was Kante, in attack it was Hazard, and in defense it was either Aspi, Thiago Silva, or Luis. And now it's in midfield it's Caicedo, and attack Palmer, and defense I don't think so anyone is there. So yeah, that's the problem at Chelsea right now. To put it very simply and not going into any details.
yeah,
So finally, this is a rare instance of a stream where Klasa can hold his head high, where Liverpool and Chelsea crash out while United
see
made their
the result.
fans.
The result is the only reason
Scandalously,
I can hold my
yeah,
head.
scandalously alive in FA Cup.
The, exactly. See, the result is the only reason why I can say now that you can hold your head high. But if you have to speak about the performance, I'll possibly go lower than Ani and Charlie because it was one of the worst performances that you can see.
exactly.
And I think United should stop playing at Old Trafford at least for this year and just play away alone because that's the only way I think they can play convincingly and win. Okay. So it was a very bad performance to start with, and that
Yeah,
too against a struggling Leicester side.
I
Mm,
mean,
it was
in
good to see Dorgu playing for the first time. But as soon as he started playing, we saw that Dallo is again continuing at left wing back, and Dorgu is playing at right wing back. So we signed a left wing back. Of course, he is equally adept playing both sides, but you explicitly signed a left wing back and hoping that Dallo can go on his preferred right side, because except against Trent Alexander-Arnold, Dalot has stunk the place out as a left wing back. So yeah, it was just sad to see.
What is the catch? Does Amorim want them to cut back inside?
See, the thing is, he wants the left-footed player on the right side and the right-footed player on the left side, mainly because when he starts playing his possession-based football, whenever that happens, it is easier for players to attack the back post through the crosses. When Hoyland, or let's say we have a proper number 9, it will be easier to attack the back post through the crossing at that point of time. But we rarely cross nowadays, and we don't play a possession style football that much. Like Leicester came and dominated us, Southampton came and dominated us. So it's just Old Trafford is easy for anyone to come and dominate. It's not the ground that it used to be before. So unless and the issue is we have also loaned out Rashford now, that there is no pace that we have in the side. Take out Garnacho, and basically there's no pace in the side right now. So the squad is wafer thin. But the good thing is, since the last 2 years, we have reduced the wage bill from being the top club to almost, we are now 6th or 7th in the league. We have reduced it by half.
But at what cost? 30
No,
minutes.
see, the thing is, the wage bill should reflect your position on the table. Okay, that itself is not happening right now. But having lesser players, having players who need to earn their contracts is a better approach for you to grow as a club. Because right now, we had so many players on 300k, 250k a week, and they didn't perform anywhere near like that level. So when you have players who are going to earn like a modest fee of 80 or 70, they will want to prove themselves and they'll want to get the bonuses. So that at least is a good thing. For me, players like McTominay should be there in every club, who will just run, who are there at the club, who are just happy to play whenever you ask them to play. They are not going to
Passion.
passion merchants, running merchants any day, workhorse merchants any day over players like the social media Sancho. Okay.
Careful,
Social media
McTominay
Sancho.
will probably win a league before than any player at Manchester United currently.
Yeah.
That's really a higher chance of Napoli doing that again. Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, I just hope, considering we are playing away for the majority of February, except for that Ipswich game, which I'm sadly going as well. So I hope they win. I'm quite optimistic.
Liam Delap to score the brace against Manchester United for Manchester City. Like, yeah, now.
Any top 4 or top 6?
Why am I being put in this?
I think it's because you're the Chelsea fan.
Top 6. I think I'll start. It's going to be. I'll tell it at the order that I think that will finish. It is going to be Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, City 5th. City 5th.
Oh,
I will still put them outside top 4 only. Top 6, I'm being very generous. Top City 5 and probably Aston. Aston Villa.
Sorry to interrupt you. Like, City have made a plethora of signings. They just
let them make whatever signings they can. They are still finishing outside top 4.
I think they will finish higher than Chelsea. City. They have.
I think fourth spot.
They have
fourth spot. They will drag the fourth spot. Yeah.
They have plugged the Rodri hole. Okay, Nico Gonzalez is a solid stopgap solution for now, and they have plugged him. And sadly, that puts money into Barcelona's pocket so that they can register some other players for
a
now.
Cool 14 million. We no longer have. That's how I think we actually signed Ronaldo. I'm just gonna wear that like an armor. But seriously, I can't believe they went and spent 60 million on a Nico Gonzalez, who was not good enough for the Barca bench at a time where we couldn't even like register signings.
By the way, Nico Gonzalez
the thing is, there is a tendency for players from Real Madrid or Barcelona to go to Porto, improve, and then play again like they belong at the bigger clubs. You see, Casemiro went there for 2 years. And
See,
look where
the
he was
only
when
reason I'm
he came
putting,
back.
City outside top six is because of Aston Villa and how good their form is. Top five, top four, as a matter of fact. I think Nottingham Forest will eventually drop. So I'm assuming it is going to be Villa and Chelsea in top four and City five. And by the way, Nico Gonzalez is already injured. He'll be out for 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So that will also play a huge factor, and they have a very tough run of fixtures, City, and all of the teams that they are facing are bogey teams. I don't think it will be ideal for them. And this defender that they've signed, we could have given him a torrid time when he started against us, but I don't know why Jackson went and basically
Yeah,
patronized with
I
the
saw, I
defender.
saw,
It was so
I saw a
stupid.
tweet which said that I saw a tweet which said Diego Costa smelled prey, would have smelled prey and would have given him the worst 90 minutes that
Exactly.
Villa would have retired after that.
Exactly. And I don't know why, because the first 15-20 minutes, he did not want to be there in the pitch because that's how many
Exactly.
mistakes he made. That's exactly why I think they will need time to adapt to the Premier League. And by the time they adapt, it will get over. So I think they will come back next season, not this season. Probably fifth is what I'm being very generous about for City.
I still feel City will finish fourth, but that's the
Mm.
maximum I think they'll finish.
Yeah,
But
me
it
too.
just
Yeah,
shows you how desperate Pep is right
Mm.
now because generally when he signs, he won't put the player on the pitch for at least like 2 to 3 weeks
Mm.
minimum, and they will just be sitting on the bench for at least 6 months. Right now, Marmoush plays every game immediately. That just shows you
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how lacking in
They're also
quality
planning to sell Grealish after this season.
Grealish
So I think Arsenal will want to go for Grealish because he's from City, and
City.
they need a
He's-
left winger or a right winger. You
wait,
wait and watch. He's going to play for Arsenal or
wait,
Chelsea
why are you saying every City player like goes to Arsenal like there's some retirement
or
home or
Chelsea
something?
or Chelsea.
Okay. Oh,
Or maybe he'll
nah,
go
I
back to
don't.
Villa as well. He can go back to
Yeah,
Villa as well. He can go
If he
back to
goes
Villa.
back
If
to Villa, seriously, they have a kick-ass team to even compete for the title next season.
Yeah, it
yeah,
wouldn't even be a downgrade, right? How
Yeah.
often can you say that when
exactly.
And they
transfer
have
doesn't work out?
absolute chaos. They have Rashford. They have
Rogers,
Rogers,
Ramsey,
Asensio.
Asensio.
Morgan
Ramsey
Rogers,
cannot get.
Ramsey,
Ramsey doesn't get the time now. He's that
yeah,
Ramsey itself.
Bailey.
He was a
Bailey is
great player.
getting
He
Ramsey. Yeah, unfortunately. I mean,
I,
kick-ass squad.
I
Yeah,
have extremely high hopes for Villa next season.
let's see. I mean, the Premier League casuals are saying 2 minutes of Asensio, and they are saying like Premier League has never seen this level of technical play ever since like they put some other player.
Um,
I mean, the technical player who played in La Liga is coming into the Premier League, and these casuals are portraying him like this. I mean, I think
yeah, he is a technically sound player. I
yeah,
mean, I would obviously like wait until he gets the results on the pitch before
exactly.
going Gaga, but they wouldn't be wrong. I would
yeah,
still say
I mean,
Asensio is
I
one
has a
mean,
of the
great
most
hand
has a
to,
great
I
underrated
mean,
left
players.
foot.
hand
Has a
to
great
heart,
left foot.
Asensio was one of the best left-footed players in La Liga in his time. When Real Madrid were at their peak in the 16 to 18 era, right? Asensio was a really
A
good pillar
solid
of
backup.
support, solid backup in the right wing position for Bale, I think, if I'm not wrong.
But that is his limitation. He's a solid backup. That's all.
Yes, his left foot is lethal, man. His left foot
Mm.
was really lethal.
Lethal left.
He used to take free kicks like it was
Yeah,
literally penalty kicks. It was
Mm.
that
we
easy for him.
we know.
I mean, Chris, come on. You have stayed muted all this podcast. Come on. Barcelona are slapping goals, like 5 goals and 4 goals every single match. They've hit like 41
Wow.
goals in 11 games this calendar year.
I'm
What is the point? What is
unbothered,
the point? What is
moisturized
the point?
in my
They won't
environment.
win anything. They won't win anything by the end of the season except that Super Copa.
You spoke like somebody who hasn't been following La Liga at all. Diego Simeone, who's actually ahead of the table than Flick, he has come out and said, "This is La Liga, Barca's La Liga to lose." Right? I have a lot of optimism that we will end up winning the title. We look really solid. We are only 2 points off somehow. At one point, we were 10 points ahead. At one point, we were 7 points behind. So, this has been a rollicking back and forth of a season that we did not see coming. Given Barca's situation at the start of the season, would I have taken a third place finish Absolutely, yes. That is what I would have hoped for. But the fact that I'm able to confidently say, yeah, this is going to be our title, that's testament to the good work that has been put in by Hansi Flick. And if the trophy doesn't come this season, it will the next season. But we are winning
Chris,
games that we wouldn't have before.
Chris, it doesn't matter if you slap Real Madrid, Valencia, or Sevilla like by 5 goals every single time you play. You have to win easily against Las Palmas, Alaves, Leganes, and all of these games where you are
Well, I know it's see.
where you are easily losing those games.
Okay, see, that was a freak string of results where we didn't win any games, right? So we had practically written off the whole of December.
Yeah,
Even yesterday's game, we were a man down against a Sevilla side
Yeah.
Sevilla, yeah.
who have looked resurgent under their new manager. They are
Yes.
coming back to their old lethal self. And we ended up scoring a goal after going a man down. We played the last 20 minutes with 10 men and we didn't break a sweat. So I am not worried about anything as far as FC Barcelona is concerned. Maybe like an injury to Rafinha or Lamine Yamal. So it's the edge cases, right? Other than that, we look pretty comfortable where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
would-
think one thing is Rafinha is giving Ballon d'Or level numbers right now this season.
Seriously, yeah. I mean, he has already overcome Vinicius Junior tally for the last season. And Vinicius Junior was getting like Ballon d'Or shouts from every single player on his
The
planet.
biggest propaganda. He wasn't
Yeah.
even the most important
See,
player for Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Jude Bellingham, I would have agreed
Barca
last
tears,
season.
Catalan
All
tears.
is proper PR.
Dude, I'm literally saying Bellingham may have deserved it more than Vinny.
No,
It's
Bellingham
not like I'm
influenced a
saying.
lot of games by hitting those Fergie time goals for Real Madrid. A lot of games last season, and he brought home those 3 points in a lot of games. Bellingham, not Vinicius Junior. Just because he was a winger and influential and just won the Champions League didn't make him a Ballon d'Or contender.
Clutch. Vinicius and Bellingham clutch.
Bellingham, I would agree.
Yeah.
Vinicius, I'm still skeptical. I wouldn't want him
Exactly.
in my team purely because
won't-
he's either a.
Come to Barca, he won't downgrade. Don't worry.
If I were a Premier League fan, I wouldn't want him in any club. I don't want players who can come up with 9 on 10 performances or 3 on 10 the other day because somebody on the pitch hurt their feelings. We don't need players like that. We have industrious players. We have our own McTominay in Rafinha who can actually match Salah's tally. I don't know. Klasa, I think you chose like the worst time to try and rattle a Barca fan. You should have tried your luck either in December. You didn't do. Maybe come back again in May. Right now, nothing is gonna affect me, man.
Klasa, your next game is against Spurs, who have actually lost both of their games in both the competitions consecutively, and then
It's
they're
relegation
coming for
classico. Relegation classico.
Honestly,
Or
it's
banter classico.
one of the
Banter
easiest
classico.
cakewalks I've ever seen for United.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
but just see how difficult we'll make it for ourselves. Okay.
exactly right.
That I agree. That I'm not denying.
surprised and surprised that United haven't won against Spurs in like 2-3 years, if I'm not wrong. They have become
No.
like almost every team has become like our bogey team nowadays. But it's just that Spurs have
Looking
become our
back
bogey
at-
team with just
Looking back at how Spurs have played this season, the biggest anomaly this season would have been that 4-0 against City.
City. No,
No,
they
no the 3-0 against Ten Hag's United.
Also, actually.
No, they randomly turn up against like the Real Madrid against some.
I
team
still
or something.
remember our stream right
Yeah.
after the City game, and
I
all of
still-
you spent like 20-30 minutes on City's downfall, and I chimed in saying, "Hey, should we talk about Spurs given they actually scored 4 goals?" And I think it was Ania or somebody else. They were like, "No, they're gonna fuck up in the very next match.
Yeah,
Why do
exactly.
you want to waste time?" And they actually went and did that.
Yeah.
I didn't get that as a non-PL.
They lost.
fan.
They
And
lost to
then-
Ipswich. They lost to Ipswich too.
Yeah, right after a 4-0
first
win
win.
against City.
They've been doing this all season, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, but we haven't won against Spurs for so long. I still remember I wore a Bruno Fernandes jersey and ran a full Berlin full marathon. That day there was Spurs versus United. Bruno Fernandes got a red card on that day. I was like, Bruno
Holy
fucker. I ran 42 kilometers having your shirt in my bag. You get a red card and you lose 3-0 on that day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seriously looking forward to United versus Spurs next week. seriously.
Relegation
Yeah.
All
classic.
right, serious
Relegation.
question before we wrap up. At what point are the Amarim out chants going to come in
Whoa,
from
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Plaza?
No,
Oh,
And
come
no,
on,
no,
bro, come on.
no
Yeah,
way, no way,
exactly. I mean,
no way.
all the three of us gave the same
See,
reaction. It's not coming. Yeah,
this year is
yeah,
pre-season. Okay, the
yeah. I
season was
mean,
already done and dusted by the time Ten Hag was sacked and Amarim came
exactly.
in. Okay, ideally speaking, Ineos should have asked Van Nistelrooy to stay till the end of the year and asked Amarim to join, but they said like,
Mm,
no, you need to join now itself. They,
mm.
as I said before as well, they hired like the wrong. They should have either sacked Ten Hag in the summer and got Amarim immediately, but you spent 250 million, got all the signings that Ten Hag wanted, and then you brought in
That is the
Amarim,
big.
who,
I think. Yeah, that's why I think Ten Hag has set United back 2 years,
yeah, there's
minimum by
not a
2 years.
single Ten Hag signing which has like been amazing, except possibly you can say Lisandro Martinez, but he has been injured, but he at
Yeah,
least like plays well whenever he plays. Lisandro Martinez plays well.
what about
Ugarte,
Casemiro?
that's
Casemiro, no, sorry, he is a very,
no.
it was a very short-sighted signing.
Yeah,
You went 180 degrees. So Ten Hag wanted Frankie De Jong all summer, and when Frankie De Jong didn't come, they did a complete 180 and signed Casemiro, who's a completely different profile. Who doesn't? He's not a ball progressor. He breaks. He's a destroyer who will play well when he has like a profile like a Modric or a Cruz right next to him. So he should have had someone like Carrick or Scholes right next to him, and that time Casemiro would have been amazing. Right now, expecting Casemiro to fix everything was wrong, and he was on the wrong side of the age as well. He was already 30 when he
exactly.
came here, and giving him a 5 year or a 4 year contract was again a mistake. So
Yeah,
they are trying to rectify every mistake here. They have reduced the wage bills like as much as possible, but of course, asking the fans to pay £66 for the shit show that they are doing every week at Old Trafford is something that I will not forgive
no,
because
no. You don't. Manchester United expected Casemiro to be like the stopgap solution. What Nico Gonzalez is going to do for Manchester City. Okay,
yeah, but
and also,
Casemiro was not expected to be the stopgap signing because he was
Mm.
Ten Hag's second or third signing. Okay, so you
yeah,
are not going to he was not signed in January. He was signed in summer. Any signing that you do
yeah.
in summer is for the longer haul. Ideally speaking, it's not going to
Get
be
you, get
something
you.
to
Yeah,
fix the hole there. So yeah, Ten Hag signing, as Ani said, has pushed the club like quite some time behind. And as much as I want Mason Mount to badly click, he is not fit like 90% of the time. Okay, so
that's
uh,
he gave
I,
good
yeah,
timing.
he's not fit 90% of the time, and I genuinely hope he fixes his injury issues because I think he's a very good player if he plays. He's a very good system player.
Mason
Uh,
Mount selling to United is the
This is
biggest
yeah,
fleece job since
that's why
United
No,
States bought
yeah, no, no,
that's
no.
Louisiana.
That
why
is
that's why
that is the literal
that's
definition of diabolical. I
no,
mean,
no, it's not
that's why that's
diabolical.
why
That is the
that's why I
perfect.
was so angry. That's
No,
why I
no,
was so
no. I'll
angry
tell you,
when
Lata.
Chelsea was ready to bid only 50 million for Garnacho.
yeah.
Fuckers,
No,
they
no.
asked
All
60
these
million for
signings.
Mason Mount.
That is a perfect cue for me to take how Chelsea and United have made a lot of business deals, and even Arsenal for that matter of time. This Mason Mount to United is biggest business deal where United came and helped us because we had some PSR issues, and same with Arsenal for Havertz. And exactly that's the reason why we also wanted to. I mean, United wanted us to sign Garnacho, or even at that point in time, we were linked with your Kobe Maino and all those academy players because United at this point have a lot of PSR issues also. So we wanted to come and help, and it would have been a bad precedent because Garnacho, being that big a United fan, did not want to come, would not have wanted to come play for Chelsea.
Moreover,
But
he wouldn't
also,
have started for Chelsea. There are far
yeah,
too many players at Chelsea right now playing in the same
fair
position.
enough. And we've
That,
just got one
yeah,
player from United at this in this window from Sancho. I don't think so. We would have got another player or another winger. To be honestly saying, and that also brings me to the Chelsea window, saying like when a lot of other fans already gave us a 2 on 10 window or a 3 on 10 window, I would basically give Chelsea a 6 or 7 on 10 window. The reason being that we sold the players or we pushed out the players that we didn't, all the fringe players out of the club like Chukwuemeka, Chilwell, Disasi, I'll give. When we won against West Ham 2-1, a lot of Chelsea fans were telling me we won 2-1. I told them we won 3-1 because we sold Disasi during the game. the transfer, the news came during the game when we were actually winning 1-0. So that's actually a good. I don't think so. It's a terrible window. Yes, we should have signed centre back. We should have also signed a centre forward. But I think we should also focus on the players that we need to sell. January is not an easy window to sell or even loan out players. We loaned out players like Casadei. We sold players like Casadei, Chukwuemeka to Dortmund.
So
Chilwell to Crystal
Caicedo and
Palace.
Casadei are two different players.
Yes.
Yeah.
Casadei is
Yeah, they are
basically like
Pokemon versions. They are Pokemon versions.
no,
Cassidy
Caicedo is
evolves to
basically
Casado.
Caicedo is this player of the season for Chelsea this season. You can't even put a dot on him this season. He's playing better than Palmer. But again, because of his defensive prowess, it's an attacker's game. No one cares about defense actually, honestly, and that's why Caicedo is going under the radar. But again, coming back to the players that we've sold players like Chilwell who are under 300k, where Crystal Palace were happy to take the wage and the player, and we will sell him to Crystal Palace at the end of the season. Chukwuemeka, Casadei, Felix, Renato Vega, who basically signed, and we gave him a life saying like go and play for Brazil, and he came out and said he wanted to play centre back, and he's basically doing a piss poor job as a centre back at Juventus, and that's why I always rate Chelsea as an extremely good business club in these transfer deals, and they will never miss out on selling players and buying players. But I just want to understand when this conveyor belt system will stop at Chelsea and start actually working. But I genuinely think we still need a good centre back partnership. Whether it works or not, I genuinely think Maresca should stop, switching the centre back every game. Either it's going to be one pair, and I think again we can't rely on players like Lavia and Fofana for a long time, because I think Lavia has given us 5 games in 2 seasons, and Fofana basically gave us 20 games in 2 seasons. So that is like 120 million.
Lavia is probably your Mason Mountain.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I genuinely agree. He gets injured in training. Then there is no news of him. No reporter wants to ask about what's happening with Lavia. And even if they ask, Enzo Maresca is saying there is no report back. I think I will have my bets on Mudryk serving his ban, coming back and playing before Lavia.
And also, I think Aston Villa signed 2 more forwards just because they know Disasi will always let go of 1 goal. So they need
that
more
is actually a really
goal.
surprising deal what Villa made. I don't know why when they are in a top 4 battle will want to sign a player like Disasi and shoot them in the foot. It's like the Aston Villa board basically saying, I will give you a challenge. If you sign Disasi and still make top 4, I will give you 2 world-class players at the summer. It's like that.
Good.
So
my God.
Yeah.
All right, we will.
I'm just surprised Liverpool did not sign anyone in the window again.
No, that's not
Did
a
they
surprise.
need-
Please. That's not a surprise.
I thought they will sign someone to help them with the title boost. At least some bodies.
They will never do that.
For the time
Liverpool,
being, Richard Hughes is doing a miserable job as a sporting director, and I like at the least expect him to like be done with all of the contract extensions before any
Salah and
good
Van Dijk
signings.
are signing new contracts though.
Yeah, I mean,
I
see,
genuinely hope they won't.
at this point, I'll just say my final verdict along this. I genuinely hope Salah and Van Dijk sign those contract extensions immediately, and
that would be like 2 biggest signings you can make.
Yeah, and I'll really not be surprised if Trent goes to Real Madrid. That's it.
Yeah, Trent is leaving. It's very clear.
Okay,
Trent is leaving to Real Madrid. Trent is leaving, and Chris will try later.
Just one thing. I badly want Trent to do what 2005 Gerrard, because in 2005 to 2006, Gerrard's contract ends as soon as he wins the Champions League, and then immediately after winning the FA Cup, Gerrard signs the contract the next day after being like tangled with rumors with Chelsea, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, and
Imagine my shock. Which club
that is not going to happen. That is not going to happen this year, Charlie, because you are already out of FA Cup.
He walked right in. No, actually, he slipped right into that trap.
Yeah.
All right, take care, gentlemen. So, okay, couple of things that we have to come back to. Ani's prediction that City won't finish top 4. I made a note of that, and I want to make sure if Aston Villa actually signs 2 world-class players in the summer. And Trent,
Yeah.
Charlie.
They
I
already
mean,
they already did,
there's
Chris.
no
It's
more.
Asensio and
I'm
Rashford.
saying
Come
in the
on.
summer they will
No,
sign
in
2
the
more
summer,
World
in the
Class
summer. Bro, trying to sneak in Asensio as a world-class signing in 2025 is hilarious, though.
Yeah.
I genuinely
Charlie,
say
I
that.
don't
Yeah,
really,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
go
don't
on.
have
Meanwhile,
anything for you, man.
let's all enjoy the freedom, guys.
Yeah.
Freedom.
Oh,
Thank you, Sancho, for all the banter you have provided us
Yes.
yeah.
with.